promised that the gunmen who killed many people in communities in Plateau State will be apprehended and face severe punishment under the law. The president extends his condolences to the families of the victims in the affected communities in Bokos local government area and those from 2 other villages where the gunmen launched brutal attacks resulting in the loss of lives and the destruction of property. President Tinubu commiserates with the government and the people of Plateau State, urging the affected communities to cooperate with the authorities and security agencies by volunteering information to apprehend the perpetrators and secure their communities. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Nanuga, the President assures Governor Muftuang of his support in ending the spate of wanton bloodletting on the plateau. President Tinubu directs the National Emergency Management Agency to work with state authorities to provide necessary support to the victims and bring immediate relief to the affected communities and those wounded during the attacks. Meanwhile, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, has condemned in the strongest terms the recent attacks on Rui, Manguna, Darfur, Joshua and Huruti communities in Bokos local government area of Plateau State. The Speaker, in a statement by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Musa Krishi, expressed anger over the attacks, saying they were senseless and barbaric. He lamented the killings, injuries and destruction of property, describing the incident as one too many. While commiserating with the families of the victims, the Speaker tasked relevant security agencies to arrest and prosecute the attackers, warning that impunity has more consequences. Dr. Tajuddin Abbas sent his deepest condolences to the people and the government of Plateau State while praying to the Almighty God to accept the souls of the deceased and console their families. Still on the plateau, the people of Irigwe Chiefdom in Bassa local government area have cried out to government to come to their aid as their source of livelihood, which is farming, is being threatened by invaders. In a statement by their representatives, Reverend Daniel Gia and Mr. Njuma Ota, the Irigwe people expressed worry that despite the peace pact and ongoing efforts by the Peace Committee to bring an end to the lingering crisis, the attacks have continued, a situation they say undermines the efforts of stakeholders. They called on the police and the state government to intensify efforts to see that the proposed police barracks in Jashi Kwal is established to further bolster the ongoing efforts at lasting peace in the area. Describing Irigwe people as peace-loving, the statement maintains that lasting peace has continued to elude the area despite several interventions as wanton destruction of unharvested farmlands have persisted on the land. According to the statement, Irigwe people believe in peaceful coexistence of the nation, tribes, creeds and religion, and pleads with all stakeholders in the peace process to come together and ensure that peace returns to the affected areas. The statement further calls on security agencies and relevant authorities to halt the attacks so that the people can enjoy peace in their domain. The police command in Abia State has confirmed the killing of 2 Chinese expatriates and a police escort officer by a known gunman in Uturu, Issaquato local government area of the state. In a statement by Abia's police public relations officer of the command in Umuahia, DSP Morin Chinaka, the tragic incident occurred when a group of Chinese nationals accompanied by police escorts were en route to their company's mining site located at Agoku Amaya Ndundu community, Uturu. According to the statement, the attackers suspected to be heavily armed men ambushed the convoy, opened fire on the occupants and killed the site manager, Mr. Kwam, his colleague, Mr. Kai, and a police escort, Inspector Aldo Seidu. The release also notes that the gunman made away with the rifle of the slain police officer. Zamfara State Police Command has conducted a free medical outreach in Gusau as part of the force's broader initiative and commitment to public service. Speaking at the event, the State Commissioner of Police Ibrahim Meikaba said the gesture was one of the activities marking the 2025 National Police Day celebration. He explained that the outreach featured a team of medical professionals from the Nigeria Police Force who provided essential health services to members of the public. According to CB Mekaba, the services offered with general health consultations, screening of HIV and hepatitis A, B, and C, blood pressure and glucose checks, treatment of common ailments, distribution of medications, and personalized health counseling. The program also featured health education sessions aimed at increasing public awareness and prevention of common diseases. The Zamfara State Police Commissioner emphasized that the force remained committed to initiatives that directly enhance community welfare, noting that the impressive turnout underscored the importance of such interventions. CP Mekaba expressed gratitude to the public, the media, and the dedicated police medical personnel who supported and provided help in actualizing the outreach. Meanwhile, as part of efforts to raise awareness about human papillomavirus, HPV, a team of medical practitioners known as HPV Consortium at the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan, has staged a road show within the Ibadan metropolis to educate the people on the scourge of the virus. The roadshow awareness, which began from the University College Hospital, UCH, Ibadan, passed through Oyo State Secretariat, Bodija Market, and ended at the University of Ibadan. Lead investigator of HPV Consortium and professor of obstetrics and gynecology, University of Ibadan, Imran Mohadsan Bello, said the campaign became imperative to sensitize the public on the prevention, screening, and vaccination for human papillomavirus, HPV, to reduce its spread in society. Professor Mohadsan Bello maintained that the persistence of high-risk HPV could cause cervical cancer in women, penile cancer in men, anal cancer, cancer of the mouth and throat in both men and women, while low-risk HPV could associate with genital warts in both men and women. The professor of obstetrics and gynecology appealed to the public, especially girls and boys between the ages of 9 and 14, to visit HPV office, College of Medicine, UCH Ibadan, for screening or vaccination. Professor Mohadsan Bello called on women to go for regular HPV screening and test for early detection to avoid cervical cancer. The federal government has described its relationship with Senegal as a strategic partnership built on a foundation of shared history, democratic values, and economic interdependence. This followed Vice President Kashim Shettima's attendance of Senegal's 65th Independence Day anniversary at the Place de la Nation in Dakar, the country's capital. Vice President Shettima represented President Bola Tinubu at the event, where President Bassirou Diomaye Faye of Senegal played host to guests from across Africa and beyond. Speaking on the sidelines of the event in Dakar, Nigerian Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, said there were strong bilateral ties between Nigeria and Senegal, noting that both countries achieved independence in 1960 and had maintained shared commitments to democratic governance and regional security. Ambassador Odumegwu Ojukwu explained that Senegal accounts for 68.7% of Nigeria's exports within the ECOWAS market, an indicator of Nigeria's central role in regional trade. According to a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwocha, the event was attended by several foreign dignitaries, including Guinea-Bissau's President Umaru Sissoko Embalo and Gambia's President Adama Barrow and Mauritania's President Mohamed Ould Sheikh Ghazouani. In his national address, Senegalese President Bassirou Faye applauded Senegal's democratic maturity, reaffirming his commitment to deeply transforming the country. These reforms, he said, include optimizing local finances, ensuring budgetary transparency, rationalizing public spending, and managing debt efficiently to safeguard fiscal sustainability.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation. The National Broadcast Academy Lagos commences another set of intermediate courses in broadcast production, broadcast presentation, broadcast journalism,
broadcast engineering, media marketing, digital studio management, and information and communication technology from April 7th to May 2nd, 2025.
Prospective candidates must have successfully completed the basic courses as applicable. Admission forms can be obtained at FRCN zonal offices in Enugu, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, Abuja, Kaduna, Lafia, and Bauchi.
For further information, call 0805 307 8029 0803 394 1805.
Or visit National Broadcast Academy 1A at Adekunle Fajuyi Way, Ikeja, GRA, Lagos. You may also visit the website www.natba.edu.ng.
Go on to the social media platform at facebook.com/nbacademy.ng. Announcer Management.
Oh, he was nearly caught off guard. Is that a goal? That's a goal! They've given the goal!
It's back, better, bigger, and tastier. It's the Nigeria Professional Football League live on Radio Nigeria Network. Radio Nigeria, in partnership with the Nigeria Professional Football League, is bringing live football commentaries of the Nigeria Premier League to your homes and phones. It's a delicacy you don't want to miss. For sponsorship and advert placement, contact Grace on 0803 703 4303, 0803 703 4303, or make a dash to the Sports and Outside Broadcast Directorate, Radio House, Garki Abuja, MPFL, and Radio Nigeria Sports, a partnership for the football delight of all Nigerians. FRCN Sports, connected through sports, uniting the nation.
We health, now we end the day. All of us get work to do on top am. Time don't reach make we for sabi, can't take care from the beginning. Shey you sabi say HIV, AIDS, syphilis, and hepatitis na something we fit to dodge from, treat, and even no be death sentence again sef. Knowledge na power. You fit to live correct better life wey go make sense, treat, and get help when you need am. They fit to manage HIV with treatment, syphilis own na antibiotics, and for hepatitis na vaccine we go take knack am to fit escape from am. Regular testing na key for all of us to fit dey safe. Together, we go fit stop the spread of HIV, AIDS, syphilis, and hepatitis. Always dey go for testing to sabi your status and stay safe. Prevention, treatment, na your hand e dey. Prevention na key. Together, we go fit end this pain. Follow your doctor relate. Run your test today. HIV, AIDS no be death sentence o. Enter we public health center wey near you pass today. This message na from the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Thank you for being with us. Friends, families, diplomats, captains of industry and traditional rulers trooped out en masse to witness the coronation ceremony of the 46th Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Abimbola Owade. The Olivet Baptist High School, Oyo, venue of the ceremony, was filled to capacity with personalities from far and near who came to be part of the epoch-making event. Iyabu Adebisi was there for Radio Nigeria.
Oba Owade succeeded the late Alaafin Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, reigned for 54 years, is from the Agoloye ruling house in Oyo town. President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Minister of Power, Chief Bayo Adelabu, said the Alaafin stool is a symbol of cultural pride, unity, and the enduring legacy of one of Africa's most powerful empires. President Tinubu said the Alaafin stool remains vital in fostering peace, promoting cultural identity, and supporting government. He reaffirmed his administration commitment to cultural heritage. The president said Alaafin is expected to play a mediatory role in conflicts and various communal disputes, most importantly as a symbol of Yoruba resilience, wisdom, and pride.
I urge you to rally behind Yemi Alaafin, support his vision, and uphold the values of peace, tolerance, and development.
Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, congratulating the new monarch, said the selection of Oba Owade was carried out without any influence. Governor Makinde emphasized that the selection of Oba Owade was backed up by both the cultural rights, constitution, and Oyo indigenes.
To the people of Oyo Kingdom, your patience, your resilience have paid off.
Oyo Central Senator Dr. Eunice Akintunde called for collaborations with Oyo Oyo indigenes for an enhanced socio-economic development. Former Speaker Oyo State House of Assembly, Senator Monsura Somono, assured that the stakeholders in Oyo Town will come together for the progress of the ancient town. Oba Wade enjoined Oyo indigenes home and abroad to synergize with him to bring an enhanced quality of life for all community members. The 46th Alaafin coronation was attended by globally reckoning individuals in Ibadan. Iyabo Adebisi, Radio Nigeria.
And we say a big congratulations to the people of Oyo State and a successful role for the new Oba. Women in Niger State are strategizing to ensure that they get the vice chairperson's positions in the forthcoming local government elections as promised by Governor Mohammed Bago. As part of strategies, the state chapter of the National Council for Women Societies has convened a meeting with women groups in the state. The state president of the council, Justina Yakubu, said declaring all vice chairpersons seats exclusively for women will encourage their participation in politics. Aliyu Mohammed was there.
Mohammed Umar Bago, in his inaugural speech as governor in 2023, promised to introduce initiatives that would encourage women participation in politics. To fulfill the promise, aside the appointment of women commissioners, the governor released an all list of 131 women advisors. Thereafter, promised to reserve the 25 vice chairpersons seats for women. In this regard, primary elections have already been conducted in line with the timetable released by the State Independent Electoral Commission. The state chairperson, National Council for Women Societies, Madam Justina Yakubu, said what the governor demonstrated was a clear case of inclusive governance in line with global best practices. Madam Yakubu, who appreciated the governor for gender equality, said women would remain supportive to any move aimed at entrenching the principles of democracy.
And I'm believing God that when these women are given this opportunity, they will do what they are supposed to do to see that the new Niger agenda is achieved.
Legal challenge before and after the election is one area that could affect the women candidature in the local government election. However, the chairperson of International Federation of Women Lawyers in the state, Bolale Jibogun, assured the women of adequate legal aid.
Getting to this level has not been easy. We know there's going to be challenges, and where these challenges arise, we definitely promise these women that will stand behind them to reclaim the mandates that has been given to them.
The event, which was interactive, provided the women the opportunity to pledge their commitment to play the game according to the rules in the male-dominated field. In Mina, Aliyu Muhammad, Radio Nigeria.
Callers on Radio Link, a Radio Nigeria audience participatory program, have appealed to the federal and state governments to give priority to artificial intelligence for Nigerian youth to be at par with their counterparts across the world. One of them, Ada Onogo from Jos Plateau State, said government at the federal and state levels shall take deliberate steps to evolve policies that will entrench artificial intelligence in all sectors of the economy to empower the youth.
AI has come to stay, whether we are fully prepared for it or not. Countries with advanced technologies won't wait for any nation to do catch-up, so we have to do something about it. We are good at embracing any form of technology that will enhance educational policies, health sector, insecurity, and what have you. But it is perfectly done on paper in Nigeria. The greatest problem we have is poor implementation, poor budgetary allocation, and then to crown it all, corruption.
Two other callers, Chief Fidel Oyeneke from Owerri, Imo State, and Okoro Okorafa from Arochukwu, Abia State, call for more sensitization and adoption of artificial intelligence.
The use of artificial intelligence is commendable, but I want to say that we must first of all sensitize our people, especially at the grassroots level, and also go to the primary and secondary schools and use advocacy to make our young ones understand what AI is all about.
In Nigerian universities, professors, doctors who say they do research, they are doing what we call pragmatism. You can't copy somebody, group that to the AI. That is why today we have garbage in, garbage out.
Another caller, Chief Charles Obiora from Imo State, also called on both public and private schools in the country to introduce artificial intelligence along with other ICT digital skills early to students to enable them adjust to the realities of the time. A guest on the program and an ICT expert with Radio Nigeria, Benson Adiola, urges all government agencies to adopt ICT and artificial intelligence in their operations in line with global best practices.
You can track anybody. You have geo-tracking location, GIS. You can track every call log. You can track every transaction, except I don't want to do it. Nigeria is properly covered. I was in the US in 2010, and right there in the US, I track my office from Washington. I enter my office in 12th floor. Now that I can talk to you and see you as a person, there's proper coverage using satellite coverage.
Mr. Adiola enjoined youth to seek knowledge in ICT and artificial intelligence to gain advantage in the ever-competitive business and knowledge-driven world. Delta State government has reiterated commitment to encouraging upcoming stars in the entertainment industry with the right platforms to nurture their talents to become national and global stars. The state governor, Sheriff Oberewari, stated this at the Maiden Ukodo Festival organized by the State Ministry of Culture and Tourism at the Dome Event Center, Asaba. He pointed out that the infrastructure projects that his administration was executing had continued to radiate joy across all ethnic groups. While assuring that the Ukodo Festival will be sustained, Governor Oberewari maintained that subsequent editions of the festival will be more encompassing, with the whole state participating in the celebration. Represented by Delta State Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Anyagu, the governor appreciated the young, talented Deltans that came together to showcase their talents at the Ukodo Festival.
And as an administration, we will continue to support these talents because in them we find a whole lot of new discovery. Indeed, Delta exists far beyond oil. So even if you see us as number one in oil production in Nigeria, we're also number one in talent production. So we are bringing out talents that can afford to perform across board. We lead, and we're not only leading in these areas, we're also even leading in education.
Speaking to journalists covering the entertainment industry at the event, a musical artist, Harry Song, described the festival as a dream come true for him and many others. There were dazzling lightings coupled with the aesthetic decorations at the event in Asaba, where a multitude of fans celebrated till the early hours. Youth in the country have been advised to shun all forms of social vices and support peace initiative to contribute their quota to nation building. A former Minister of Environment, Mohammed Abdullahi, gave the advice while interacting with youth groups in Kefi local government area of Nasarawa State. The former minister explained that encouraging the youth to shun conflict of interest, being security conscious and embracing hard work was necessary towards engendering a prosperous nation. Some of the youth and a member representing Nasarawa South at the Nigerian Youth Parliament, Sadiq Aliu and Victoria Bashai, who spoke to our correspondent, appreciated the host for giving them the platform to air their challenges and promised to work towards a greater Nigeria. A North Central Renaissance movement has commenced a robust advocacy to bring presidential ticket to the zone in 2027 through high-level consultations with prominent stakeholders in the geopolitical zone and Nigeria as a whole. The leadership of the movement visited the former National Security Advisor, General Aliu Gusau, Senator John Damboyi, and the honor of Abaji, His Royal Highness Alhaji Musa Yunusa. The group led by its chairperson, Professor Kutso Ngarubu, said the zone had suffered political marginalization since the post-independence government and a return to democracy in 1999 by denying it of the presidential and vice-presidential slots. Professor Ngarubu said years of Nigeria's political progress left the North Central with mostly political party leadership controversies and years of unpopular military rule. He said the movement therefore appealed for the cooperation of all Nigerians to make the agitation a reality and to put the zone in the equation of others who had enjoyed the constitutional right of producing president and vice presidents in the country. Professor Ngarugu emphasized that the zone had what it takes to lead rather than to be led at all times, stressing that their request should begin with the 2027 federal political arrangement. You are listening to the news on the network service of Radio Nigeria. The time now is 25 minutes past 7. In the headlines, President Bola Tinubu has promised justice for the murdered persons in Plateau State. Oba Bimbola Wadi has been crowned the 46th Alaafin of Oyo. Callers on Radio Link have called on government at all levels to prioritize artificial intelligence to enable the youth developed in technology. Still to come, Radio Nigeria begins live coverage of Nigeria Premier League today. Plus, sports news, special feature, Cyberscope, newspaper headlines, and weather report. Please stay with us.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
NAFDAC will do due diligence because our goal, our mission is to safeguard the health of our country, and we will never compromise on that.
It's our mandate.
COVID-19 vaccines are new, and the side effects or adverse events must be well monitored. Therefore, if NAFDAC does not approve, the public should not use.
Incisive. NAFDAC and your health every Monday at 4:30 in the evening. NAFDAC and your health. It's all about your health. Join us every Monday, 4:30 p.m. on the network service of Radio Nigeria. Don't miss it.
Your gateway to information on transformative education. TETFUN Radio Link, the program that keeps you abreast on the activities of Tertiary Education Trust Fund. TETFUN comes up every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Discover how TETFUN is revolutionizing research, infrastructure, and academic excellence in Nigeria's tertiary institutions. Get insights into TETFUN innovative initiatives, success stories, and impact on Nigeria's education sector. Don't miss expert discussions, interviews, and updates on TETFUN's interventions, including research funding, infrastructure development, and academic staff training. Join the conversation, ask questions, and get informed. Tune in every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. for TETFUN Radio Link, only on Radio Nigeria. TETFUN Radio Link, empowering education, enhancing Nigeria's future.
Every day, children across the globe suffer abuses of their human rights, which violates the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Children.
For children living on the streets, it is almost impossible obtaining these rights. Rights like getting access to clean water, nutrition, basic social amenities, physical and psychological protection remains a dream.
How have we fared as far as the welfare of our children is concerned?
Join us every Sunday at 12:30 p.m. on the network service of Radio Nigeria as we beam our light on Street Children. Street Children, giving voice to the voiceless
and hope to the hopeless.
Remember, every Sunday at 12:30 p.m. on the network service of Radio Nigeria.
Don't miss it.
It's Entertainment Week on the network service of Radio Nigeria, a program that talks about everything and anything entertainment, from the latest entertainment gist to the lounge with our guests.
So that's why I went into music, to make sure that at least everything is fine, and to make people laugh, smile, and give them some rhythm and some vibe.
Not forgetting our icon of the week.
Before venturing into acting, he held positions at various media organizations, including Radio Nigeria Lagos, Voice of Nigeria, NTA Ilorin, and others.
And more gist and good music to spice up your day. Every Sunday at 4:30 in the evening, Entertainment Waves comes up to make you chill and unwind and prepare you for the week ahead. Don't miss it.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Thanks for being there. The Minister of Works, Mr. David Umahi, has called on the Lagos State Government and other relevant authorities to, as a matter of urgency, shut down the waterways between Eko and Carter bridges. This is due to a capsized dredger that poses danger to boats and ships. The minister made a call after observing the wreckage during an inspection tour of ongoing repairs of the underdecks and substructures on the Third Mainland Bridge, Eko Bridge, Carter Bridge, Edo Bridge, and Independence Bridge. Mr. Mahi explained that the capsized dredger had caused immense damage to one of the piles of Eko Bridge, and it will require an emergency repair.
Let me announce and appeal to the governor of Lagos State to please enforce that the waterways between Kata Bridge and the Coast Bridge should be closed, because the dredger that hit the pipe caps and the pipes, tumbled. Part of it is being seen, and so if a boat or ship is now going through that way, it may be very dangerous.
Mr. Umahi also raised an alarm over dredging activities taking place around the 3rd Mainland Bridge, which violates the directive of the Federal Executive Council 4 months ago, which banned dredging at 10 kilometers radius of all bridges across the country. The Minister of Works pointed out that efforts will be made to install CCTV cameras on all bridges nationwide to check dredging and other criminal activities. Mr. Umahi frowned at trading and use of the Carter Bridge as parking space by commercial vehicles, warning that bridges were meant for mobility and not static vehicles in order not to add unnecessary weight or pressure on the bridge.
Notwithstanding that Federal Executive Council about 4 months back banned dredging, nationwide, any form of dredging, 10-kilometer radius from all bridges in Nigeria. So I was very shocked to see that dredging is still taking place, and I'm told that the person has been arrested. I want to hand them such people to the law enforcement agents because the defilement of the Federal Executive Council directive.
Mr. Umahi expressed satisfaction with the progress of work on the deck of the bridges, which he put at 50% on the 3rd Mainland Bridge and 70% on Carter Bridge. Our correspondent reports that the Minister of Works later visited Channel 15 of Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, where the ocean tide poses a threat to the project and which necessitates the construction of a shoreline protection and embankments for which the project cost will have to be reviewed upward. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has directed all federal vice-chancellors, rectors and provosts to publish key institutional data on their official websites with immediate effect. A statement by the Director, Press and Public Relations in the Ministry, Folashade Boriowo, explains that the move is to entrench transparency, accountability and good governance in the tertiary education system in line with global best practices. It states that all federal institutions are expected to comply fully with this directive and ensure that their websites are completely updated not later than May this year. To ensure adherence, it states that the Federal Minister of Education will conduct periodic reviews